Hello, my loves. Today I'm actually going to do free session connected to the money topics that we've been talking about here on the channel. I'm actually spraying a bit of prosperity spray for everyone and just gonna tap in to see what will be most beneficial for those of you here with me. And I wanted to just obviously have something here available for everyone. And I'm also going to have some other sessions coming forward, maybe even a series connected with this topic. And this is because, again, like we spoke about, this is such a big collective topic on our planet. So, those of us who are going through this embodiment process with awareness and facing our shadows and preparing and in the process of embodying the new energies, this is like a really supportive topic, not only for each of us as individuals, but to support embodying and anchoring in the new earth energies connected to prosperity and unity and just supporting the overall evolution and love of humanity. So I'm going to just ask to bring forth whatever ever will be the most beneficial for those of you who will connect with this session whenever you find it. And as always, you're welcome to participate, listen to this as many times as you feel guided. It will keep working and supporting with you deeper and deeper. And of course, as always, in my meditative sessions, your soul, your highest self is in control of your own energy and stream. I'm here to simply support the process, and your soul will know what is the best for you to receive. And I'm just going to start out by having you get yourself nice and comfortable, whatever you would like to do today, sitting up or laying down, just getting yourself nice and relaxed and comfortable. I'm just going to have you start by taking some nice, gentle, deep breaths into your heart space. And as you're welcoming your breath into the heart space, just setting your intention to open up, to receive support for the physical, material world, resources, love, allowing your system to open up to accepting support in new and deeper ways. And with this, we're just going to welcome in the source of our creation, your own direct connection to source of creation, and also directly into the heart of Mother Earth and feeling support of the cosmic mother. Each of you within your own personal stream of light, from your earth star to your soul star. And we're just going to gently allow your system again to come in with that intention of opening up to receive supports for you. And also, we're just going to ask to reveal and support any places or spaces that may be frozen or hidden, connected to receiving money, or what's coming up right now is beliefs around money. We're going to honor money right now simply as a resource for energy exchange. And we're going to ask your system, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, If there's anything your system is ready to release and unravel, any beliefs or hidden beliefs around money that may be ready to unravel and release out of your system so that you can now replace that with that intention to receive the supports and resources. I know I've also been talking about how this topic is coming in with the masculines, but also how it's coming in a different way with the feminine system. But as always, we have a father and a mother biologically, so we have the information of the masculine and feminine collectives within us. So as we hold space for your system, yes, I'm really feeling actually guided to go into the father's ancestral system, the masculine side, on the right side. And this makes sense because, like we've spoken about, the masculine system, the masculine is the one that holds the energies for the provider, protector, whether it's our internal energies or in the external. I'm really drawn to the back of the right side heart space, but really that whole upper right quadrant, even into the ribs and the shoulder, the neck, down into the hip. And we're just going to give this some space. If there's anything your system is ready to release, but I also sense anything that might be ready to release may also be part of what reveals the gifts as well. Big part of what I'm sensing is where both the masculines and feminines were forced into very specific roles on our planet. And although some of that is absolutely just part of the natural genetic nature, it also got quite extreme and codependent instead of interdependent, which we spoke about, where that created an imbalance in the physical world resources for the feminines and masculines. For so many centuries, feminines have been in a vulnerable position to masculines in a material, monetary energy. And although this is improving, there is still quite a bit of disparity. And as many feminines are working through their process and dropping more clearly into their feminine energies, this is where that can reveal itself even more because many of the feminines actually are able to provide and protect themselves operating out of a lot of masculine energy. But with so many feminines really wanting to physically and emotionally and spiritually drop into their feminine, it shifts how you work with the energy. So I would like to actually just hold space to honor actually the gifts of both the masculine and the gifts of the feminine equally. Yes, that balance, that harmony that comes from within, but for so long was resourced externally. Like we've spoke about in general terms, the masculines held the physical material world while the feminines held the emotional, spiritual brunt of the family. And one of the biggest distortions is that as time has gone on, there was a much higher value placed on the monetary and the feminine's capacity to hold emotionally and spiritually, because it wasn't physically tangible, was not always honored or respected in the same light. And this is a big part of why we're seeing such a huge dynamic shift on our planet that's with the masculines and feminines, because this is actually an important piece for everybody, because in so many ways we have all been robbed of the sacred feminine energies, and they are in process of being restored on our planet. And this is one of the avenues that we're working with this process. Yes. That, as we're speaking about that, that's what I'm seeing is where many, no matter how you identify, a lot of the energies have been coming from the survival mode within our internal masculine energies. And what I'm feeling is where the feminine essences are strengthening and embodying and allowing those inner energies to start to relax and expand again, so that the harmonious balance can come in. Because when we work with money in the material world with our heart balanced, it has a completely different energy. With that, what I was feeling is where any of the collective miserly energy is ready to clear out. And what I mean by that is like the hoarding energy or the scarcity energy, poverty. Okay, yes, we're going to hold this for each of you and for the father's ancestral line and the mother's ancestral line. Anywhere you or your ancestors may have experienced the energy of scarcity, survival, poverty, and all of the fears connected with that. And as this releases, welcoming in the energy of safety, stability, thriving, support, care, nourishment, prosperity. As I'm speaking this, I'm feeling this energy of actual guilt coming up. And this guilt is feeling twofold. It feels connected to a guilt around not wanting to receive too much, and that it may feel out of balance in comparison to others. It feels sort of like an identity of in the past around being poor or impoverished, and the working hard and the struggle is what makes you good. But you can still work smarter and not harder and deserve to receive resources and reciprocity, deserve supports and reciprocity, and that even if there's others suffering, as you allow yourself to receive, you can release the guilt. And a big part of how you can rebalance that and feel comfortable with it is actually being responsible with using the resources in ways that are supportive for yourself, but also giving back, tithing, giving back to humanity in whatever way feels aligned for you, whatever way feels guided. Of course, this is as you take care of yourself first, right? We want to be able to give from a full overflowing cup. So that was one of the pieces of guilt, not wanting to leave others behind. But there are remedies and solutions for this. And I am sensing another layer of like guilt and shame. Okay, what's coming up with this is where some, or it could be ancestors or you were actually maybe impoverished or didn't have a lot and were made fun of or ridiculed or looked down on or less than. And that shame or embarrassment may still be in your system, um, even if your circumstances have improved or the ancestors have improved circumstances where that was frozen may be hidden. Yeah, that's coming in as definitely like embarrassment, anxiety, shame. We're just going to ask to let this unravel all the way from the roots, all the way down into the soul star or into the earth star through your mother's ancestral line on the left hand side and through your father's ancestral line on the right hand side. We're just going to ask to allow this to unravel again right from the roots. Any of this information that's no longer serving or supporting you and your prosperity and your capacity to receive resources in a balanced, harmonious way. And we're going to ask for this to release and support revealing the balanced, harmonious gifts that live within you, the balance of the giving and the receiving, the reciprocity, the harmonious balance of receiving back in kind what you put out into the world and its energy, right? So if you're putting lots of energy out into the world, and one of the resources that you're requiring to live on this planet is money, the energy of money, And then allowing your system to open up to receiving that money and other resources, of course, but opening up to receiving that at the same level that you are putting out so you can keep the tank full, right? And using that energy and resources to support yourself. So thinking of it, of how you nourish your body with foods that help you sustain and build muscle and strength and health, right? You're letting yourself receive the energy from the good, nourishing food and allowing yourself to receive money and other resources for what you give out into the world is similar. Good. Yes. We're going to honor and thank the ancestors for their capacity to survive. We will honor whatever path they had to walk to get here, to get you here. But also, if there's any of those limiting beliefs connected to money and prosperity, what's coming in is like no pain, no gain. Money doesn't grow on trees. It is kind of ironic, though, when you think about that last one, because money is made from paper and paper comes from trees. So, in a way, money kind of does grow on trees. But if we just really connect with it in terms of energy and aligning with the standard that we deserve to receive reciprocity energetically for the amount of energy we put out and receiving and reciprocal energies back in, however and whatever that is, right? Like we're speaking about healthy, nutritious foods, physical, monetary, money, gifts or resources from others, even exchanging or bartering goods and services. There can be lots of different avenues to receive the supports that we need. What's coming in right now, as I said that, is I feel where many of you may have had a time where you didn't see any external supports in any direction, or you are so used to doing it for yourself or having to do it for yourself. It sometimes feels vulnerable to allow yourself to open up to different forms of receiving supports. And what I would like to do is actually just ask to open up new potentials to receiving money and resources. Okay. Because sometimes there's ways that we know, but sometimes there's other ways that we haven't even learned about yet. Okay. And just want to ask again to open some new pathways as we close out the limiting beliefs and the old poverty pathways, honoring the lessons and the gifts that were extracted from those. We would like to ask to open up to the new possibilities and potentials, to receive the reciprocity of resources, money, and supports, bringing in the energy of thriving and flourishing. I would really like to support the energy of safety and stability around this whole entire topic, not only for the physical material world stability, but also to feel safe to bloom and blossom into all of who you are and allowing your beautiful gifts and attributes to come forward, to be seen, to be shared, and to be respected in a way that allows you to receive reciprocity for sharing those beautiful, important gifts with the world, however you choose to do that. I'm going to have you take some deep breaths down into the belly, especially the solar plexus and the rib cage, the diaphragm area. Really welcoming your essence to feel safe to both come into your body, into your heart, and into your power. But also any places where it may have felt frozen. Especially I'm picking up through the lower chakras right now. And it feels almost like a deer in the headlights or shock, stunned feeling. And how it feels is maybe parts of you that didn't even know that they were safe to come out and to thaw out. Yes. Okay. I'd really like you to take some nice deep breaths down into that belly, into the solar plexus. And with each deep breath, you're activating your solar internal sun, your power, your confidence, your joy, right down into the belly. And letting those parts of you that may have been frozen inside to feel safe to reactivate, to open back up. And I can see this is like opening and moving down into the sacral chakra, connecting the power with the creation center, with the heart, and with the roots. This feels like a potential piece of your power and creation that was stunned. We're just going to hold space to allow it to feel safe, to relax, and reintegrate fully with your system. And again, with each breath down into your belly, activating these beautiful, bright yellow flames and orange flames within the chakras, your power, your creation. And with each breath or with each intention, each moment of visualization, allowing these energies to not only ignite, but to flourish. Allowing these energies to support your system, allowing the yellow and the orange to amplify. And even just welcome that energy into your chakras and through your body if that feels aligned, allowing deeper support for yourself from yourself. Allowing your energy to continue to amplify and fill your whole body all the way down into your feet and all the way to the top of your head, through your heart into your arms and hands. Allowing your system to completely fill and feel supported, even allowing it to support your whole aura and your own stream of light. And we will ask the higher power, the source of creation and Mother Earth, to also send these energies through the ancestral lines if that is aligned for you, back through the ancestors and forward for the future generations. But allowing you to have your own continuous, it's almost like a furnace. It feels like a very balanced, comfortable temperature, but these internal flames of support, prosperity, creation, power. And again, honoring all of the lessons and struggles of the ancestors, your own struggles that you have gone through, and the lessons learned, but also now, again, allowing those that are ready to complete out and close do just that, to complete out and close those experiences and those contracts. And we're going to ask to seal all of this with the truth energy, all the way down into the roots. This just allows your system, of course, always to do what's perfect for you. Whatever you need to know or whatever you still need to work with will always stay available. But this can help to just lift out what you've already learned or any of the extras no longer relevant for your process. Similar to having a computer with a whole bunch of files on it. And this is like cleaning up the files and putting them in a whole different type of storage. The information is available if needed up in your soul star, your higher self, your own Akashic records. But for now, you no longer have to carry that burden with you. And that creates the space to open up to the new potentials, the new solutions and opportunities for aligned reciprocity, prosperity, support. We're just going to give this some space to integrate as you take a few nice deep breaths into your heart space, just allowing everything to settle and harmonize. Holding that higher energy of divine alignment for what is perfect and aligned for you. Honor this container and support as each of you are within your own personal stream of energy. Taking a nice deep breath again into your core, feeling your energy in your body in a whole new way. Allowing the flames to continue to support you. What I'm feeling within that orange flame is also a very deep purification energy. I've worked with the orange flame of purification before, and this feels like an expansion, like where there's the orange creation flame. And then it's like a whole other outer layer of the purification that runs to support that divine alignment. Just hoping to support purifying out whatever is no longer serving you and supporting you and discovering what is supportive for you. So as you focus into allowing your energy to open to reciprocity in new ways, as you keep working with this energy in whatever way feels supportive for you, your focus will continue to create new pathways of prosperity. If you would like, you can journal and either just write down some thoughts for yourself around receiving reciprocity, prosperity, maybe some new beliefs that you would like to hold around money and wealth and reciprocity. And my loves, thank you so much for participating in this. Like I said, of course, you're welcome to listen to this recording as many times as it feels aligned. There is a free playlist of these types of sessions here on YouTube. And I also have over 50 recordings of different topics over on my website. If you enjoyed this and want to explore some different topics, I am seeing where there's still quite a bit of survival type stresses that we could address more specifically, like specific topics around money. Um, but let me know in the comments if you have any like very specific topics or dynamics with money that you would like support on. Well, let me know. We'll let our higher selves keep working together to create these next levels of support. As always, I'm available to work one on one if that feels more aligned and appropriate for your situation. And again, we're just going to keep letting this unfold, especially since it's been coming through so strong and so many of you confirmed that this is big topic right now. And again, there's a lot with it, but it's also, again, really a really, really important topic because this is a big stress that's been between the masculine and feminine dynamics and collectives. Okay, my loves, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and night. Take care.